details about Young Dolph's killing. We're going to jump right into it, everybody. 2 years ago, after Young Dolph's death, the city still feels the loss of the rapper. Now, an official trial date has been set for the men accused of killing Young Dolph. Mind the controversy in the courtroom. Now, Judge Lee B. Coffey, the original judge for the case, recused himself after the Tennessee Criminal Court of Appeals ruled that Coffey could be seen as a bias against one of the defendants. Now, Shelby County Criminal Court Judge is set to take over the case. Now, the trial is set to begin in March 2024, and an earlier date for the plea deal is set for earlier December 2023. Now, how did Young Dolph die? We have reason to believe that Yo Gotti attempted to kill Young Dolph. Adolph Thornton Jr., known as Young Dolph, was shot on November 17, 2021 inside Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies on Airways Boulevard. Memphis Police Department released photos of two suspects at the scene holding guns. And authorities said the suspects pulled up, jumped out, and fired into the store, killing Dolph. And witnesses at the Makita's cookie shop said that Big Jook was out there. Why was Big Jook out there when people were saying he had nothing to do with it? We have reason to believe, and we have evidence to support our claims that Big Jook and Yo Gotti were both orchestrating the plan to set up Young Dolph and kill him out of jealousy and greed. And regardless of what's going on, Young Dolph did not deserve to be taken out like this. Young Dolph did good for his community. He did good for the Makita's cookie store. He tried to help his family, his people, his loved ones out. And this is what he gets for helping his people out? Yo Gotti and Big Jook trying to set him up with Black Youngster? They were cool once upon a time, back in the past. But what can make you think like this and do wrong to somebody that's been with you from the start, from the jump, as your best friend? What can make you do that? We have new and emerging details about Big Jook talking to Young Dolph before everything happened, before the incident happened. And before Big Jook even got Moneybagg was the last person in contact with him, as well as CMG. So what does that tell you? Doesn't that ring a bell about everything that's going on right now? Going on in the limelight, in the shadows, behind the scenes? And this is where people really have to think about everything that's going on. People are trying to deceive you. They're trying to give you fake news and fake stories. But over here, this is the real story of exactly what everything that's going on with the case and with the defendants. Yo Gotti never did a turkey giveaway. Young Dolph was the only person that gave the turkey giveaway every single year to his community and even to his family. For Yo Gotti to try to make up a lie and say that he did turkey giveaways with his brother Big Jook, those were all lies that were fabricated for the public to believe that Young Dolph was doing bad for his community, that he wasn't doing the right and he was doing good. I'm tired of this. We need justice for Young Dolph. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. Condolences to his family. This should not be going on. People should not be making lies like this because it affects the community, it affects his family, it affects everybody dearly. It hurts your soul and it hurts your heart. And another thing that we talk about is why is it black on black crimes every single week, every single day of the month? Why is it always reference to black on black crimes? Young Dolph was a pillar to his community, and Yo Gotti did not like that. Why did Yo Gotti not like Young Dolph being a pillar to his community? And this is the thing that we have been talking about, that people will say they are for you and with you, but they actually have jealousy and deceit going on behind the scenes and in the limelight, in the shadows. They could say, oh yes, I hope you're doing well and I hope you're doing the greatest, but they're actually hoping for your demise. They're hoping for you to go downhill. They want you to spiral down. They don't want to see you go up. They want to see you go down. And Young Dolph's wife, Mia J, said that $100,000 was put out on the street to get Young Dolph. And this was all set up and orchestrated by Yo Gotti. Why is it that this was set up by Yo Gotti and Big Jook behind the scenes to get Young Dolph? Why? And regardless of what happens in the street of Memphis, MPD is going to get down on top of this. We're going to find out justice for Young Dolph. We're going to find out justice for Big Jook. We're going to see exactly what happened and what the connection is with CMG and PRE.
I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of it. For my community, for my family, and for everybody involved. And the daughter for the Makita's cookie shop, Raven, she's right now hanging low. She's trying to stay out of the limelight. She's trying to stay out of the spotlight. Why is that? Raven was actually involved with the setup for Young Dolph. She's actually the person that gave out the location for Young Dolph and tagged him. Why is that? Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, and Yo Gotti and Go Van, we're not we're not gonna leave any names out of this. They should have never done it. They're gonna reap what they sow, and they're gonna understand that their actions that they took come with consequences. You need to be held accountable for every action that you take. And my condolences go out for Big Jook. It's sad what happened to Big Jook, but this is the same thing that happened to young Dolph, and not even 15 minutes away from the original site and location, with similar looking cars. Why are the cars similar looking? Why is there a white car in young Dolph's situation, and then there's a white car in Big Jook's situation? And Keosha James is the one that told Black Youngster and told everybody in Memphis not to say his name. Why is that? Because they don't want to incriminate themselves. They don't want to let the public know what actually really happened behind the scenes. They're trying to cover it up. They're trying to keep it hidden. But we, the MPD, have under investigation and under forensics what really happened. Young Dolph got out of his car. They followed him from the gas station into the Makita's cookie store and out the back. And here's another opinion, a question that everybody needs to understand. Why was the back door open? And why was the father for the Makita's cookie shop there? And why was he not injured? Why was him and his wife were completely unharmed, even though more than 20 rounds went into the building? And so you mean to tell me that young Dolph was standing next to Marcus Thornton, and Marcus Thornton did not get hit from over 20 rounds being fired into the building? They had high-powered machine guns, state-of-the-art, and they missed everybody else but the one person that they came for. This is not a coincidence. This is not a test. And young Dolph was even set up by his own community, the people that he's helped out from the beginning, prosper and grow from the Makita's cookie shop to get killed. And if young Dolph knew that the Makita's cookie shop owners were on this, he would have been able to spot it, because young Dolph had intuition. He was one of the people that were able to see into the future. He had symbolic meaning to himself. He was spiritual. He was ancestral, even in a way. And he understood what was going on around him. He was very self-aware. But for this to happen to him, something had to go under the radar for him not to know. And Gotti right now, he is facing a RICO. And no matter how much he wants to get out, Angela Simmons is really going to have to fight for him to get him out of jail. And even then, Angela Simmons is right now under investigation, because right now Angela Simmons played a big role into getting young Dolph killed. Even Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, was killed under retaliation from Angela Simmons. And Angela Simmons knew everything that was going on. She was there at the crime scene moments before Big Jook was killed. She was actually meeting the cops there as soon as we were investigating, which gave us reasonable suspicion and probable cause to start putting her under investigation. As we investigated further with forensics, we actually found her fingerprints on the seats and the driver's seat of the white SUV that set up Big Jook. And so we have reasonable suspicion that Angela Simmons actually paid the getaway money for the vehicle. Young Dolph, Big Jook, and CO TZ and everybody else has been gone. All through the result of what has happened, and because Yo Gotti getting emotional and in his feelings and letting emotions take over. And that's a bad thing that's happening nowadays, people. You don't understand that people are letting emotions and that their pride gets to them. And regardless of what has went down, we're going to get to the bottom of this. The evidence has been turned over to the MPD and the feds. Right now we're investigating all the evidence. We're having forensics, our best forensics team, check everything out. We're having our finest detectives look into everything. We will come to justice to find for young Dolph and Big Jook. We're going to find out what the connection is with CMG, PRE, and everything that's going on, even with Raven. And Key Glock, he doesn't want to be a part of anything because he's entwined with Yo Gotti and Black Youngster on what happened with everything in the situation. He's actually afraid of what's going to happen when the feds start coming to his door to question him about things. Where were you at this time? Where were you at on this day? You were at every other place with young Dolph until this incident happened. And then when Big Jook happened, you wanted to go completely under the radar. You're trying to avoid cops now. You don't want to talk to us anymore. You don't want to tell certain friends certain things. But right now, what we have from our investigations, we know exactly what's going on. And don't worry, it's only a matter of time before we put them away. And it's all going to come crashing down. You know, things hit the fan. People are trying to run from corner to corner. They want to blame friend to friend. They want to say, oh, I didn't do anything, but he did it. That's not how it works. You have to be humble and you have to be honest. You did the deed, justice is coming for you.